Good morning. It's Ginny, Tim, and Eli at
Hello.
DS Tech in Escanaba, Michigan. We're going to talk about phishing emails. Are they slipping through your defenses? And you know what? That's like the biggest
It's
number.
still the number one thing, even
Yeah.
in 2024, where we got
It's over 90%.
emails for over 40 years now, and it's still the number one vector to get into a company.
Super important.
Mhm.
Please drop your questions and your comments. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to have more questions to answer
That's
about
right.
this kind of stuff because this is super
Drop your
important.
topics in the comments.
And everyone falls
Yep.
for it.
Self-included,
at some
I've
point.
done it before.
I've done
Yep.
it.
Oh yeah.
You've done it.
Yep.
Even
I-
Tim, our
Yep.
super smart
I
tech,
think like
has
at
done it.
least once a year I'll accidentally just like click on the DS Tech phishing training thing and oh crud.
We're all humans. We all make
Yep.
mistakes.
Yeah.
You can't patch the errors.
It's
of
that
humans.
early morning when you have like 7 tabs open and then you look at your email and you just, oh no.
Yeah.
Right. So.
You don't even think.
So as most of you are already aware, if you tune into these episodes, phishing emails, just in case you weren't aware, is where someone's sending you a fake email that looks like a real one, and then you click on it, and then it can do a variety of things, whether it's stealing your passwords, maybe it downloads something onto your computer, then it sends a virus. There's all different ways to
Or pretending to be your boss, asking you to go get
brings
gift
you to
cards.
a portal to log into.
So,
or,
you know,
There's all kinds of different flavors out there, but basically
Yep.
bad emails that are going to do something bad if you click on them. So that's the threat. So the first line of defense is also your weakest link, which are your employees, right? Everyone from the person that's just hired to the most senior employees are all susceptible to the same attacks where emails are coming in, and they just need to know what to look for and what to avoid. So a couple of things you can do to help mitigate that is you can have security awareness training. So you can purposely set out fake emails on a schedule, whether it's once a week, once a month, once a day even, however you want to define it.
Right.
And then if the employee clicks on those, it doesn't actually do anything bad. It just has a pop-up message that says, oh, you've been phished. Here's a quick little video to remind you, or however you want to set up your program. You can also do, usually there's like a yearly training where you want to get almost all the staff to go through a refresher course every year just to kind of keep up on the latest things because maybe they changed a little bit or there's a new scam out there to look out for. So you always want to keep up on the latest trends when it comes to the phishing.
Yep.
And again, one click is all it takes. All it takes is one person to click the link and to download something, and then usually there's a layered defense, right? Realistically, if you had like all of our software on your computers, right, and an employee did click a bad link, well, then you have the antivirus, you have the email filtering. There's lots of layers of defense that will help mitigate it from spreading to everything. But still, at that point, you want to make sure they don't even click the link to begin with, so you don't have to rely on those other systems to hopefully protect your network beyond that initial thing. So again, phish training is the biggest thing you can do. That's what they say is that organizations that do get phish training, usually it's like a 50% drop-off rate after 3 to 4 months, where the amount of clicks you're getting at the beginning after about 3 months, it's already cut in half just from your employees looking out for them. If they've never done any, you have no phish training right now. It's the wild west of email, and then you finally implement this. That's where you'll see it kind of cut down significantly. That's the biggest thing.
Should be part of your onboarding.
Oh, right.
Yes, it will be part of your onboarding. You should have one section about emails, and especially, everyone's susceptible to this, but some of the newer employees too that are coming in where they don't actually use email in their day-to-day. They use email to like sign up for websites and to sign up for, Netflix, social media and stuff, but they don't actually use email to like
For
send messages, for
communication.
communications, for sending attachments, all that kind of stuff. So that's all kind of new to them. So even though you assume that the, younger generation, they live and breathe technology, they know all this stuff already.
Nope.
A lot of times they don't. So you still want to train them anyway. So regardless of how smart you think someone is, everyone should go through the exact same training and kind of standardize it so everyone's on the same page.
I feel like the young, if they grew up with the technology, they actually don't know as
Some of
much.
the scams, because
right?
a lot of technology
It's like
now
they
just
know
works.
how to do it
Yeah,
more
exactly.
conveniently
Yep.
sometimes, but that can be the opposite of safe.
Once
for
things-
sure. Anyway.
Depending.
And so you want to turn your employees into cybersecurity champions. Make sure cybersecurity and being aware is part of the company culture. So it's not just it's everyone's all involved in this. And security really isn't just like a destination where you get there and like, all right, we're good, we got our security. And it's
It's ongoing.
It's an ongoing, it's a program that you're always having going on throughout your company.
We got to stay on top of it.
Right.
I mean, those are not
when
dumb
you see
people
those
out
ADT
there.
home security systems in an old house that are like 30 years old. They have no battery or they haven't been checked.
Haven't been maintained in a while.
Years.
Mhm.
So
So
they were secure.
One thing you
Points.
can do when it comes to email security is implementing the multi-factor authentication. Like if you're using Office 365 or whatever you're using, having a secondary layer of defense to log in can help, because then even if someone were to get that person's email and password, they can't just log in with them unless they actually have the secondary layer to get into that. That does not make it foolproof. There's ways now where they can still phish you, and then what will happen is they'll type the password in the background and the employee thinks that they're logging in, so it pops up and then they just hit yes, and then now you just hit yes and the hacker is now in. So there's ways they still trick employees. It's not foolproof, but it can definitely be a layer of defense to help you with that.
Super important to
yeah.
train your employees
Yes.
and keep them vigilant, right?
Yeah.
Vigilant. Vigilant.
Yeah,
Yes.
vigilant, yes.
I don't know
So,
what the word was.
Again, you want to encourage them where they feel comfortable also reporting, because like you said, you don't want to just yell at them, make them feel bad if they click a phishing link, because then they're never going to want to report it again. If anything, you want to encourage them, be like, yeah, thanks for reporting it. Here's where you went wrong. Here's how we can improve. But you want to encourage that, because you may click the link and like something flashes on your screen real quick and you just close out of it and you're like, oh, whatever, nothing will happen. It's
Yeah,
like,
I'm embarrassed. I'm not
Yeah,
going to tell.
I don't want to
I'm
tell
not
my
gonna
manager that I all of a sudden click something I shouldn't. It's like, well, it's going to eventually come back to you anyway, and you can stop it from actually spreading if it was truly malicious by being upfront, quick and easy right at the beginning,
Yeah.
than letting it start
Don't be
propagating and
embarrassed.
anything.
We all.
Everyone's done it.
We all did.
Yeah. CEOs really don't like getting caught.
No, they don't, and I don't blame them. But
Wow, right.
That's what I mean. Everyone from the basic
Yeah.
all the way up to the C
Everybody
levels
does.
will click
Yeah.
links. It's just a matter of constantly being vigilant and doing your best at avoiding that. So there's other things you can do with security. There's the multi-factor I talked about, but you can have email filtering tools where if again you get security through us or a similar company, it's like you can have stuff installed on your email. So before it even gets to their inbox, it's checking the emails for things and gets rid of, I'd say, like 90-95% of the crud. Crud's still going to get through. You're going to get bad emails still, but it's a good way to eliminate a big chunk of that just by having good
I don't
email
get it.
security.
Absolutely.
You got to pay a little bit more
Gets
for
rid
the
of the worst of
services.
it.
But think of it like an antivirus in your email. It's just scanning stuff as it comes in, filtering out the crap that's known to be
Oh, yeah.
malicious before it even gets to you.
I like how Outlook knows what's important.
Isn't that awesome?
Like, the emails that you never open,
Oh,
it'll
yeah.
put in the
It'll
other.
start putting into like the other
Yeah.
category. It kind of learns over time what you actually are clicking and interacting with versus, oh, that's just more
So
marketing.
if you
spam
change
or
it to your
whatever it is.
focused inbox, then all you see is the ones that you consistently open.
Mhm.
Like messages from Tim, Eli,
That's right.
Yep.
stuff like that.
So again, the biggest thing to be is proactive with this. Train your employees on onboarding, have continuous training throughout the year, and still just constantly encourage them to report and just constantly keep security as part of your company culture, and you'll be fine. Some other neat things, just so you know, that we're available to offering is, through our partnership with New Charter and everything that we've done with DS Tech now, is we actually have access to even more experts than we already had, and we can actually have security engagements that are top tier if you're interested in some of those. So there's like this typical, you've heard security risk assessment, where it's basically like you will give us the keys, we'll go look around your house and see what's wrong and be like, oh yeah, this window over here should be buttoned up. Oh, your basement's open right over here. We'll kind of tell you some things that you can do to improve your security posture of your company.
Mhm.
There's the penetration tests, which is similar but different. The difference between a security assessment and a pen test is the security assessment, usually you'll give them the keys, let them walk around the house and see what's going on, and then say recommendations. With a penetration test, you don't give them the keys. They're trying to break into your
See what they can
defenses
break in.
and see if they can and what they can get away with. That's the biggest differentiator there. But the new one that I like is the social engineering phishing. So basically we can do a social engineering I don't know what you would call it, engagement or whatever, where we'll hire experts that will then go through your LinkedIn, your social media, your website, try to get as much information about your company, and then they will actually call the company, trying to get the staff to maybe give up information they shouldn't, pretending to be other employees, all kinds of things that people are doing in the real world, but we're just doing it in a controlled way, and then we'll give you the reports of like where you could have improved, what you could do better,
Where the weak spots
where
were.
the weak spots were,
Doesn't
all that
sound
kind of stuff.
terrifying at all.
So yeah, because with social engineering, the biggest thing too is you got
So
the AI
cool.
voice, right?
That's
So
Oh yeah.
someone could take my voice, make a
Yeah,
clip, call
wow.
into a company, and be like, spoof it
And
and
sound
like me, trying to get
Right.
information they shouldn't.
I
So
would
you
totally
really,
fall for that. I
Yeah.
think I would.
Well,
So-
Weak
there's
yeah.
Just saying.
So that's kind of a new one that's out there because of the way things are changing. It's no longer just ones and zeros. There's a human element that's we constantly need to train with that. So that's kind of a neat one. And then we still offer
That's
compliance
really cool.
services like anything else. If you need HIPAA, CMMC, NIST, whatever you're dealing with, if you need compliance engagements, we do have those as well. So if you're curious on any of those special niche engagements or you want to have one, just reach out. You know, if
Yeah.
I got penetration tests once a year for the last 3 years, well, maybe this year try a social engineering one, mix it up a little bit and see what you might get.
Yeah.
See what
Or if
hands
you've
out.
never had an assessment.
Yeah, or if you've never had one before, you definitely want to
No,
start. If you
absolutely.
you pick any of those, the security risk assessment is the best one because it's a general overview. It's, you know, it'll cover everything in a little bit without getting too deep in one little niche area. So it gives
Yeah.
you the
And
best
if you work,
overview.
if you work in healthcare, we have partners now that, you know, we can do full HIPAA assessments.
Exactly. Those are the
are
HIPAA.
very rare
You know,
around
all
here.
those-
So
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's a huge resource.
All those compliance
exciting stuff.
Right.
Well,
And compliance isn't
that was
going
to be so
away.
exciting.
things.
Unfortunately, compliance, there's getting more and more compliance as,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
they realize that
It just has
the gaps.
it's-
And,
Yeah.
it's how we stay ahead of the bad guys. So
Exactly.
Absolutely.
go to our
Keep your data
website.
safe.
Yeah, drop your questions. Go to our
Oh, yeah.
website, dstech.net, and sign up for your free security assessment or ask about one of these other assessments that Tim mentioned. And make it a great day. We'll see you next time.